Hello, it's Uncle Ben, here with another episode of Uncle Ben's Life Hacks. It's been a while since I recorded last. It's been a hectic couple of weeks with exams and travel, but I am now here in Virginia. It is like 40 degrees outside, so when I go for a run later, it's going to be awesome, but it is currently March 13th at 4:30. I have just gotten into Virginia. We are in the Cetreville area. And it's been a long day so far. I woke up around 6. Took Anthony out to the bus stop, which was fun. But it also meant that I've been up since 6. I usually wake up at 7:45. Then we proceeded to go with my grandfather to the airport. My grandfather currently uses a mobility scooter. Not regularly though. So it is new to him. Which means that there's all sorts of quirks with the mobility scooter that we had to figure out today. Kind of like how with that mobility scooter, the brake on the back actually works more like a clutch. I will tell you why. The label on where you engage and disengage the motor from the mobility scooter, the electric wheelchair, if you will, there are two positions on that lever. There is engaged and not engaged. And the center label says brake. It does not say engine, it says brake. And so, one would think that with something that's labeled brake, if you set it to not engaged, so the brake is not on, you would think that it would go. It did not go. Every time we turned the mobility scooter on, it would beep. And this was happening in the jet bridge, where everyone else was going by us. And so here we are, in the bottom of the jet bridge, downhill from where we need to go. And my grandfather, who has lost mobility, and is not relying on, or not absolutely attached to, but is relying on this mobility scooter to get him around, we can't run it. So, me and a very nice gentleman, in a suit of all things, one of the airline people, we pushed my grandfather up the slope. All the while, my grandfather trying to problem solve. Admittedly, he's trying to problem solve. But also, Grandpa, we've got it. We've got it. Hold tight. This is not the place to be problem solving. Also, you are doing something. We are doing something. If we're both doing something at the same time, trying to fix a problem, and we are not coordinating our efforts, then it is very likely that we are disrupting each other's efforts, which is going to exacerbate the problem. That and the beeping. The beeping is mainly the beeping. Anyway. That kind of gets me to the theme of today. Agency. The ability to do stuff. And one's perceived ability to do stuff. I've found that agency goes along with pride. If one has perceived agency and is prideful, one will sometimes act out of place. For example, I am a fairly good cook. My plate, if I am with another cook, I will ask if I can help, but most likely they will do the job. Last night, I was over with my grandmother, or my grandfather, his wife, and my new cousins. Usually, when I'm with my parents, me, the only child, with parents who are very good cooks, I usually try to help out in the kitchen. Because it's like, okay, they're my parents. I'm going to try to help out in something that I like to do. I like to cook. And so, there's always the back and forth between hosts trying to do everything so that their guests don't have to, and then guests trying to help out every way they can, being both a good host and a good guest, which sometimes can be at odds with each other. Last night, I thought I was going to be a good guest and help with cooking dinner, which was very good. It was pot roast. Or, no, it was a meatloaf with mashed potatoes and veggies. It was very good. I did not lift a finger preparing it, which is weird for someone who cooks for himself. Yes. So my perceived agency is I could have done all of that by myself. I didn't have to. I wanted to. But I found, or I decided, that the best way that the thing that I could do as a guest is preoccupy the children of the house, of which there's 3 of. There's 4 adults, 3 children, but there's 3 young, rambunctious children. Those who know. But yeah, so I had to go back and play with the children. Oh no. It was really fun. I did not grow up with siblings, and so wrestling and play fighting are fairly foreign concepts for me. Fairly foreign concepts. So, it's very interesting. Oh, okay. In addition, I have very few cousins. I have very few cousins who are geographically in my area. And so, there are experiences that I'm having now at 20 that I never really had before. We were having a full-on back and forth pillow fight. I had been very interested in fantastical martial arts, as in running around a yard, swinging sticks at nothing. What else is a young boy supposed to do by himself with 2 parents who are active but are either on work or making dinner, listening to music, doing other stuff? So, yes, I was one of those kids who would swing around sticks hitting trees. I do not see that in these kids. They are not allowed to do such things. It's a very foreign concept to me of restricted access to because of age. Now, I am very aware of restricted access to things because of skill level. I'm having that right now with my university degree. There are areas on campus that I cannot go because I'm not on that project. And either I'm a danger to it or it's a danger to me. I can see that being people's point of view with children. Similarly, for one to go from the out group to the in group, from being outside of the lab to inside the lab, at some point you need to be trained. Now, in a lab, in a laboratory, it's a fun word to say, usually that takes the form of onboarding and skills assessments. You can't really do that with swinging sticks around a yard or anything like that, or cooking food. You know, that's very much, there's not really any half measures in that. So, yeah. One of the things that I don't particularly remember, but I hope this is the way it was that I feel like I was shown things as a kid. As far as I was definitely outnumbered in my family. I had 2 parents, only child, no other kids on the block. I had 1 set of grandparents in town for most of my life. I had an aunt, or a great aunt, in town for most of the time that I can remember. And so I was both never alone, but also most of my time growing up, I was the only one doing the thing that I was doing right then and there. And I think that that's the way that some people learn, is experimenting. Now, my parents did not have that much that was dangerous around the house. You know, God bless them, they're lawyers. They didn't have a bunch of power tools. There was electronics, but not a lot. There were filing cabinets of, personal filing, not necessarily business filing. But I guess maybe by the time they realized I was going through everything, I was already at a point to where I was ready for that stuff, or they just didn't care. I don't think that was the case, but they either just didn't care about my safety, or I don't know if they were watching me. I don't know. But I could have very easily been swinging my sticks around and hit myself in the head. I'd like to hope that they trusted me to hit my head in a way that wouldn't be permanent and would be, if anything went wrong, to know that they were there. And yeah. So, know your support network. Always use it. It's better to get support and not need it than need it and not get it. The people around you, you'd be surprised what the people around you will do for you. As far as not judging, not, what is it called? No, that's not the right that's not the right way to say it. But basically, if you are able to sit someone down and have an honest conversation with them, there is almost no one that you can't do that with and have a good experience with. And if you can't have a good experience with that, then I believe then there's something wrong. I don't know if it's with the person either side, but not being able to communicate and have a connection between people is probably one of the worst things in the world. That's what starts wars. That's what starts family issues. So, yeah. Anyway. I don't know if you can hear the birds around, but it's a very nice, it's a little cold, but it's a very nice day outside. There's a nice little creek here. My cousin's house that I'm staying at is one of these. I think it's that one right there. Anyway, yeah, there's a nice little creek. All sorts of water stuff going on. Tomorrow I'll probably have something coming back here and talking about natural stuff, not just human stuff. But yeah, just wanted to check back in. Anyway, this has been Uncle Ben. I love you. Signing off for now. Bye.